Bart mistakenly thought today's hospital visit was a prank set up by his parents. He assumed it was a roller coaster ride and excitedly jumped onto the hospital bed. Little did he know this was an actual medical checkup. Afterward, to make it up to the kids, Homer bought Lisa a milkshake. After paying, the cashier skillfully asked for a tip. However, even the lowest tip option was 18%. Then he took Bart to get self-serve ice cream. Homer questioned why he should tip for self-service. The employee argued that turning the screen around was also hard work. Tips were everywhere, suffocating Homer. To treat himself, he found a restaurant to eat and heal his wounds. After the meal, he noticed the bill already had the tip included. The server even reminded him that he could add an extra tip.
A tip-top tip? We'll show them.
In a fit of rage, Homer wrote that the tip would only be $1. Okay. Just as they were leaving, the cashier chased after them. She threw her arms around Homer and thanked him for the $10,000 tip.
I tipped her $1. Okay.
10K!
But before Homer could explain, the cashier called out all the restaurant staff. Marge insisted that Homer clear things up. Unexpectedly, he snatched the receipt and tore it to shreds. Everyone instantly flew into a rage and started beating Homer up. However, this was all just his imagination. In reality, he had simply drawn a confirmation line under $10,000. The cashier immediately showered praise on the 200-pound bald man. Overnight, the news went viral across the internet. Marge forced Homer to go to the restaurant and explain. Just as he approached the restaurant, something unexpected happened.
Hey, that's the big tip guy.
A neighbor not only recognized the generous Homer, but even asked for his autograph. His story also made it into the newspaper. Homer decided to buy a copy to show off to his family. Just then, a crowd gathered around him.
I'm putting on me slicker, cause he's gonna splash the cash.
Homer grandly pulled out a stack of cash to buy the $1 newspaper. Amid everyone's cheers, he grew bolder and decided to take out loans to buy happiness. Homer spent the day outside throwing money around. Meanwhile, Marge received a notification at home that the credit card was maxed out. Homer said not to worry and just turn off the notifications. Just then, Bart mentioned that his bicycle had vanished into thin air. Homer had no choice but to admit the truth. He had already given the bicycle to the barber as a tip. Although he didn't have much hair, the barber had trimmed his eyebrows. To apologize to Bart, he gave Lisa's saxophone to Bart as a tip.
Hey!
Let this slide and there's a vacuum cleaner in it for you.
Facing Homer's severe addiction, Marge had to make him swear to quit his bad habit. The frustrated Homer went to drink away his sorrows. Seeing only prices and no tip options, Moe strongly protested. Homer quickly explained that he had already sworn an oath. Moe suggested he could just put the money on the table and do nothing. Homer immediately pulled out his cash at the sight of this.
Don't stop, you generous man. Oh yeah, give it to me, big boy.
Yes!
Homer's addiction was triggered again, and he desperately wanted to find another place to throw money, but all those greedy businesses had closed for the night. With an unbearable itch to spend, Homer smashed the pharmacy window and left a small tip in the tip jar. At this point, Homer was too ashamed to go home. He suddenly thought of the server who received the $10,000 tip. Since she liked it so much, surely she would take him in. Homer showed up at her door and stated his intentions. She welcomed him very warmly. However, this was just Homer's imagination. In reality, she pulled out pepper spray the moment she saw him.
Ow! Ow! Leave me alone!
Heartbroken, Homer sank to the bottom of the sea. But unexpectedly, a fisherman pulled him ashore. To express his gratitude, Homer gave the man a $1 tip. The fisherman explained that tipping was strictly prohibited here.
Welcome to Little Euro.
I'm home. Yo.
Meanwhile, Marge couldn't find Homer, and the credit card bills kept piling up. Selma said the first 24 hours of a disappearance were critical. She needed to hurry and fill out her dating profile.
Marriage minded. Don't mention the kids. Bring them up on date 3. Just before the sex.
Bart panicked at the sight of this. The two logged into Homer's online shopping account and found his latest delivery address. They then rushed to Little Europe. The two tried to persuade Homer to come home, but Homer said this was his home now. He then showed them the happy life without tipping culture.
Here in Euroland, extra money, not change hand. Eat the lunch from 12 to 3, know how you say gratuity. Waiters, cabbies, escort girls, just cause space rate, what a world!
Sir, can't you see?
Let's look, can't you see?
Our healthcare is free.
The kids said that although Little Europe was nice, they eventually had to go home. He could bring European culture to Springfield. Homer soon found the perfect occasion, the American Servers Association. He decided to introduce the tip-free culture to everyone here. Because his addiction was so severe that it drove away the woman he loved, a life without tipping was the good life. As long as employers raised the minimum wage, everyone would have a bright future. However, this was yet another of Homer's dying fantasy. The server's real response was to beat him up.
This time it's happening for real!
Seeing this, Marge had a flash of inspiration. She could satisfy Homer's tipping addiction while also paying off the family's debt.
Hello, my name is Homer, and I'll be your server tonight. Would you like still or sparkling water?
Just tab. And more free bread.
Oh.